Question 17 asks us to solve sine x equals root 3 minus sine x, where x is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 2 pi. So I'm just going to rewrite what we have here in our equation. We have sine x equals square root of 3 minus sine x. And the first thing I want to do is solve for sine x. So I'm going to move this sine x over to the left side by adding it on both sides of the equation. That gives me 2 sine x equals root 3. I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. So I get sine x equals root 3 over 2. And that should look familiar to you from the unit circle because it's one of the nice values for sine x. And we have our unit circle here that's blank. And if we remember on the unit circle, any point has the coordinates cos x, sine x, where x is the angle formed when you connect that point to the center of the circle. So one of the points we want to remember from our unit circle is that there's a point here where cos x is equal to 1/2 and sine x is equal to root 3 over 2. And that point here has an angle x of pi over 3. And so if we're told that sine x equals root 3 over 2, we know that x, or the angle, equals pi over 3. So one of our answers for x is pi over 3 because it's one of the standard angles on our unit circle. But there's another option for x, because if we look at a unit circle, there's another point that has a y value, or sine x, of root 3 over 2. And that's this one over here. And for this point, the coordinates are negative 1/2 root 3 over 2. So sine x also equals root 3 over 2 at this point. But the angle, or x, for this point is very different. It's this angle here. And to figure that out, one way we can do that is recognize that this point down here, the angle is pi. And so if we look at the symmetry here, we know that this angle up from pi has to be pi over 3, the same as on this side. So to figure out what this angle is, which is our another answer for x, what we can do is say that x is equal to pi minus pi over 3, because we're going up from this direction, subtracting this pi over 3 to find out this angle. So if we do that, change pi to 3 pi over 3, subtract pi over 3, we get the answer 3 pi minus 1 pi is 2 pi over 3. So our answers for x are x equals pi over 3 and 2 pi over 3. This is because these are the two angles that fall between 0 and 2 pi, like we've been told. So if we remember, this angle is 0, and all the way around the circle once is 2 pi. So these are the 2 points with a y value of, or sine x, of root 3 over 2 that fall on one revolution of this unit circle. Down here, those points would be negative 3 over 2. So those don't work. And this is our answer for x for question 17. And that corresponds to answer E. So answer E is the correct answer for question 17.